Top 10 human experiences. The moment you realize you are separate from everyone else.
Ooh,
Every
okay.
human goes through a quiet, irreversible awakening of realizing who they are and becoming who they are. So a top 10 human experience would be the moment you realize you are separate from everyone else. What do you think of that?
I've been through it. It's a tough one.
Been through it?
Been through it.
Talk to me about it, man.
You're not allowed to get offended at this, okay?
Why would I ever?
Well, I'll tell you. I was a teenager before I wasn't a teenager. And I think, I'm better than everyone, all these people that hang around this dance club that I hang out at, I'm going to leave them in my dust. Let's go. And I think it depends on what your goals are, but for me, it was very much I know I want to achieve big things, and all the YouTube stuff I was consuming at the time was like, maybe the best thing you can do is just move. It's like that, it puts you in a different environment. You have to meet new people. You have no choice. So I did that. I moved to college. I went away up 60 miles away, which isn't too far, but it's, it's far enough to where it's not the same social.
Significant move at a young age.
Yeah, 16, I suppose. But what that does is it's dealing with the fact that you can't expect many people to relate to you. It's like there weren't a lot of people at my college that had moved out of their town or done it for purely analytical reasons of, this is going to increase my chances of success later down the line. They're all worried about, if they can get drunk at lunch or not. It's
Standard 16-year-old behavior.
Yeah. So it's definitely a pressure. And I said I've been through it. I don't think it's ever something you really get over, because your goals always get bigger the more goals you achieve, but it's definitely you learn to deal with that better over time.
I suppose the first time you realize you're separate from people, it is profound in both a negative and a positive light. Whereas as you reaffirm that you're not, or you're separate from other people, it's still going to have a profound impact on you, but it's going to be maybe less groundbreaking.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a feeling you recognize. It's like, I know what this is. I've been through it. Like, it's just this again. And actually, I mean, I'm very optimistic anyway. I was like, this is the first sign. Like, I know that I'm different now. Like, that's exciting. I can move forward. But also, I think pushing me to that point was also like sports clubs, dance. It's like, whether or not I was allowed to be given the chance to succeed was always determined by the person who ran that club. If they ran the tennis team at school, it was up to the teachers to decide if I was actually able to play to show what I can do, let alone actually show any skill, Basketball, exactly the same. Dance, exactly the same. Like, where are you allowed to be in the crew? Like, are you the front and center, or are you the person at the back doing flips, And it's good because it means that you realise your utility, because you know where you're naturally best placed, and then you can just zone in on that thing. But I got really bored of my fate being left up to other people. I think that was probably the first thing that turned me on to being self-employed.
That's very much been your mantra throughout life, is you want to take ownership.
Yeah, it's like I'm fed up of waiting for other people to give me the green light. I just want to give myself the green light and go.
I love that. That's such a great mindset to have, because you are taking complete ownership. We said it in a previous episode where you said you're happening to life. You've taken the reins and you're taking complete ownership of where you are, what you're doing, and how you're going to create it, which is awesome. It's a mindset everyone should have in regards to their own life. Rather than being passive, they need to take the wheel a little bit. They need to have some autonomy and some bravery. I'm not saying everything here is easy, but you need bravery. You get one life. Why not be brave and take every opportunity? And don't get me wrong, an opportunity for you is going to look very different to an opportunity for me, but the feeling of bravery is going to feel very similar.
That's the same. And it's like musicians, I laugh now every time I see like somebody posts on their Instagram story, just been signed to a big label. I'm so pleased. Like, really? You're just celebrating that you've got a job? It's like, yeah, cool for you, I guess. but that sucks. That's what it is. It's like, of course, that's why, like, it's been unraveling in my brain. I've been away for the last week in Prague. You don't know that because I've been uploading anyway. But the thing I realised was, like, why don't I want to be signed to a label? It makes, like, you get paid £1 million up front. I could invest that and get it to pay me forever while I'm still just working off this essential debt, but it's not really debt because it's an advance. And I get to just do the thing I love without the financial pressure. It's like, that makes a lot of sense. But fundamentally, it's just a job in a disguise. Is you just being paid up front. And it's only because of my financial thinking that I'd be able to get that money to keep paying me. But for a lot of people, it's like, £1 million up front, thanks, I'll go spend it, I'll buy jewellery, you see all these rappers with nice watches and whatever. It's like, who are you trying to impress, really? Because I just know if you've got a 30k watch, that means that you've wasted 30k on a watch that you could have invested and earned an extra 7%, you know?
I'm going to say something which is completely off topic, and I apologise for those listening, but I think it's going to row you up. You know OBJ, Odell Beckham Jr.,
Yes.
NFL player?
Yes.
When he released sort of a press statement saying he's gone through some financial troubles and that the 100 million contract he had over 5 years wasn't enough to build generational wealth.
It's probably true.
100 million?
Yeah, to be fair.
No, I'm sorry. 100 million, if you're sensible and got your head screwed on, which, bearing in mind, he now has no money. He's got rid of all of it, pretty much. But yeah, that's definitely off topic. So, when you were talking about people not relating to you because of the profound realization that you're not like other people, do you think it's normal, or is it okay for people not to relate to you?
I think so. I mean, you talk to anyone through school, they'll be like, I just didn't get on with people, or I didn't find my group. I think that's quite a common story. I think that's another version of it, as obviously I went down the business and financial perspective, that's how I've lived my life. But it's friendship groups at the end of the day. It's like, okay, I don't fit in with the cool kids. I don't fit in with the nerds. I don't fit in with the sports guys. I don't fit in with the maths club. Who do I fit in with? Who's left?
So you have to find your tribe, and you have to find the people that you're compatible with.
And where do you look for those people? Because by definition, they're not in one of those places.
Yeah.
So you're looking everywhere where there's not. I've said before, I'm terrible at the game. If something's missing, like I can't tell. Probably not a good thing to say, because people will start taking things from me, and then I'll be like, nothing's missing. Oh wait, everything's gone.
My house.
Yeah, I think it's quite common. What's been your experience?
I think it's definitely normal to not relate to people, and if anything, it's both good and bad. There's always swings and roundabouts with stuff like this. You know, compatibility, we need an element of compatibility in our life, and you can't be so lone wolf that you are incompatible with other people, because that is inherently lonely. However, if you're trying to connect with everyone and adapt and be malleable to every single person you interact with, then you'll probably find that you are equally as lonely, because you've sacrificed your authenticity to connect with every single person under the sun.
Good point.
So there's definitely an element of just being authentic in who you are, finding people in the same tribe as you. Like you're saying, you don't know what's missing and to trying to look for it. But, you know, if you wanted to connect with people that love tennis as much as you do, you would know where to find those people. You're not going to rock up to a bowls club and go, who likes tennis? They'll be like, we're about bowls. You know, you'll go to a tennis club.
Yeah.
You know, I go to the gym, I go to CrossFit, I go to High Rocks, all these people that I meet that have the same sort of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's okay for people not to relate to you. And I think you've got to have a bit of backbone to be proud of who you are. You know, I go to the gym a lot. People at the office don't. And they don't get it. And I'm fine with the fact that they don't get it. You know, that does not bother me.
Yeah.
So I think there's just got to be a bit of authenticity, a bit of bravery to just embrace who you are, which I suppose completely loops back to the point, which is the moment you realize you're separate from everyone else. When I thought about this one, I realized there was probably positives and negatives, which I'd be keen to explore. But I've been thinking about this one as you've been talking. I definitely think it's played out for me recently. There's definitely been other times in my life, but recently where I'm in a very well-respected job, career, there's lots of progression that I can see within the company. And there was just that moment like a month back where I was like, this isn't for me. And it was a real hard battle, because it's like, well, on a plate is everything I could effectively want with the standard script of life. or the monotony of life. You know, well-paying job, you work Monday to Friday in an office, fun office, Thursday beers, whoop whoop.
Thursday beers.
Yeah, well, I don't drink, so it's irrelevant for me, but...
Is that like Jeans Friday?
No, thankfully we're not corporate. We're a cool company, so you can wear whatever you want.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. Trendy, I believe, is the word.
Mm.
Yeah. But at that moment, I was
I'd fit in.
You would fit in.
Mankini Monday.
You definitely wouldn't fit in.
Tank top Tuesday.
Anything else on Wednesday?
Wedding dress Wednesday.
Okay, Thursday.
Ooh. I'll get back to you.
Okay, Friday.
Feet Friday.
I was gonna go flannel Friday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, I'd rather dress as a Bigfoot.
Damn. Yeah. So I went through this awakening of realizing I wasn't like everyone else. Well, not necessarily not like everyone else, but my goals and my alignment were slightly different, and it was hard. But it was realizing the authenticity within myself of what would make me happy and what wouldn't. Or being brave to try for something new that could make me happy.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. So let's talk about the positives and negatives. What's a positive? Well, actually, yeah, you're overtly positive, so let's lean into the positives. What do you think is a positive from realizing you're separate from everyone else?
Everyone always says be your authentic self, and nobody knows what that means. That is what that means. If you don't find your group, you don't know who are the other ones like you. It's like, that's why you can't find them, because you are you. And whatever it is that's not making you fit in is you being your authentic self.
So it's freedom.
Yeah, literally. It's you being like, that is the self-acknowledgement of you being entirely you as a person, and not you but you under the banner of this sports club or this, I don't know, game or this speciality, you know?
Total autonomy. Total freedom. A free pass in many ways to be who you are. Which is great. That is a huge positive. That's where my mind went initially as well, is the positive of realizing you're separate from everyone else is you're separate from everyone else. You can write your own rules. You can be your own guide. You can write the script however you want it to be. And you're going to have the courage in yourself to continue along that path. I reckon that's a hugely freeing experience for people that are brave enough to see it as such. Any more positives you would perceive for someone when they realize that they're separate from everyone else?
Gives you a kick up the bum to actually do something and make something happen. Like, if you're the person who can't find your group, you're going to have to make your own group. Like, and that's a kick up the bum. Like, you need to go and do that.
So it inspires change.
Yeah. And inspires just action, I suppose. Rather than thinking about it, or, oh, I wish I got into that group, or I wish I could fit in this group of friends, or I wish these people would see me as a friend. Like, or you could just make something that other people want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, can also just be you being you and attracting the people that would like to hang out with you, you know?
Yeah. We live in a golden age where you can attract anyone from all over the world. With the social media that we've got at our disposal, you can attract and put out signals of who you want to be, and I'm sure it would attract that niche. My positive that I went to for this one is creativity. You know, because there's that space, that freedom, you have space to be creative. You can explore the avenues that you want to without judgment of others. And that would be my last positive as well, is you are going to be free from judgment if you allowed yourself to relinquish the judgment on yourself. Which would be, ideally, this would be my first negative as well, is the moment you realize you're separate from everyone else, is you are on your own. You are now standing on an island and you can't unsee it. So a negative is that you have to choose courage and bravery at that point, which is both a positive and a negative. But if you're standing on an island and the only person that's got your back is you, you're going to find out what it means to have your own back. And that's a scary place to be.
Lonely,
exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe a sense of losing identity as well. Reclaiming identity, sure, but losing it in the short term.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a period where I think you can probably narrow it down to like your teenage years where you're still figuring out who you are. And if you were to be accepted as part of the football club or the tennis club or the dance club or whatever, or the music group, like you can then assign yourself to that thing. It's like, oh, I'm the musician. I'm the sports person. I'm the dancer. If you don't have any of those, then it's like, I can't rely on other people's titles to relate to. Therefore, I've got to come up with my own title. Like, what am I going to be? And it comes back to that finding a sense of direction. It's like, I need to, pick a North Star and go for it. And then it's like, okay, well, maybe I'm the person that's driven. I don't know what my goals are, but when I set my goal, I go and achieve it, and I stop at nothing to achieve it, and that's the person you become. Or it's like, I'm an aimless person who will claim benefits and die claiming a fake disability allowance every month.
Do you think you found your identity?
Yeah.
Do you think your identity is fluid?
Nope.
You think you're fixed of who you are?
Yeah. Nutter. Full-time nutter. No, I think it is fluid. It definitely changes. And I mean, my YouTube channel is a reflection of that. It's like I just go through loads of phases. Like, just try stuff. It's good fun.
I would be worried if someone said their identity was fixed. Personally, I'd be worried. That would be somewhat of a red flag. Red flag.
Flag on the game.
Because for me, identity is totally fluid. Not like I'm changing who I am every damn day, but I'm open to outside perspective to be better or become a newer, exciting version of myself.
Yeah. If you're fixed, it's like you're closed-minded at that point. It's like you're not willing to try other things. You're not willing to push the curve on what you could be. So it's weird because it's like contradicting stuff. One thing we're saying a positive is like the fact that you can then go and set a goal and you go and achieve that, and then we're also saying, but it's okay if you want to change that goal. It's like you can just move, like you don't have to stick to it. I think if you want to achieve greatness, stick to a goal and achieve that goal, and then decide if you want to continue pursuing that or switch. But it comes back to like principles of life. If you stick at things, you will do better than people who don't stick at things.
Do you think this is an experience that every human will go through? Do you think this is an experience every human will go through the moment they realize they're separate from everyone else?
Yeah, but it'll present differently. I think we touched on it. It's like how you felt different to other people. It was because probably you wanted to go traveling and you don't fit in with the same thing of like, oh, I must get a girlfriend, then have a wife and buy a house, and then have 4 children and a dog, and then have grandchildren, and then grow up and have a nice car and the house with a nice, like, if that's not you, that's fine. For me, it's like I sort of want those things, but only because like I need somewhere to live. Like, and would I like to live in a big house where I could just do whatever I like on my land? Yeah, sure. So that makes sense for me. Do I want to travel around the world? Yes, but it's not as high of a priority as doing those things. But I'm not doing it because society's told me to. I've had this has been my thought process since I was a kid. It's like, I want to own a house. Like, that would be so cool. And then I do what I like. And if I demolish the house, that's on me. That's not, like, nobody can kick me out or whatever. I mean, I think they can if you demolish it because you need planning permission to even demolish a house. But you know what I mean? Like, I can go in the garden, I can make mud hills and climb, like, with motorbikes or whatever and just go flying through the air like that guy who died. What was his name? I can't remember it. I'll put it up on screen if I can remember him. He built loads of crazy. He was an X Games person.
No idea.
Built loads of crazy stuff on his ranch in America. It's like motorbikes into a massive foam pit and whatever, and did like loads of backflips into it, and invited other people around and they'd do it and give it a try. Can't remember what his name was, but yeah, absolute legend. I don't know how he died, but yeah.
This one, the last thing I'm going to say is it touches on maybe a profound feeling that I hope people take in a positive rather than a negative. Rather than a lonely, they take it as a embracing authenticity. I am me, and no one can ever know what it fully means to be me. Which again can feel isolating, but really that's quite empowering.
Yeah, and also I think included in the and nobody knows what it's like to be me, that could also include you. It's like you might not know who you are. Like if you're in that moment in time where you don't fit into any of the groups and you're trying to find, like, you might not know which direction to go. It's like, I could set a goal over there, but it doesn't quite feel right. That goal over there doesn't quite feel right. it's just through life experiences, hanging out, letting time elapse. Like, I think that's okay. I think between 17 and 22, the most important job you can do is try as many things as possible and find where you want to spend more of your time. That's the most important thing. And it's weirdly, it's what I did, although I did it in a very corporate way. I tried a state agency, that didn't work. I tried Sainsbury's, that didn't work. I tried accountancy, that didn't work. I tried a bit of YouTube, that worked. And I tried music, and that worked. Do I still feel like there's something that I'm not quite finding? Yes, there is. And that's the thing that keeps me going, keeps me excited.
But you're still trying.
That's
which
it.
Is the main
You've just
thing.
got to keep, like, everything in life is a spread bet. It's like, so have a wide spread.
It's also what I don't understand why people don't live this way is life is a plethora of options and experiences that one can live such a unique life. Whether that is traveling the world, exploring new jobs, meeting new people. There's so many experiences to be had, but if you get stuck in monotony, you're never going to grow, man.
I mean, also, if life was a game, and a new game came out and it was called Life, would you find one activity to do in the game and only ever do that one game?
Yeah,
like one
right.
activity. No, you'd go out, you'd do jet skiing one day, you'd do parachuting the next day, you'd do... And I know games remove risk. I know that. But also, your bank account balance in your game is probably higher than real life. So...
Go out there, try things.
Yeah. Like, how many
agree.
times have you died in a game? Yeah, okay, maybe that's a factor, but
Maybe don't jump off a building to see what it feels like.
yeah, not with no experience. You know, maybe go through the proper channels in real life, reduce your risk slightly, but you can do other things that aren't life threatening, like go to a cinema. You know, go to get a train to a new town. You know,
Try a new style of music. Try a new taste of food, new cuisine.
that's it.
Try new
Don't just
experiences.
eat boiled eggs. You know, experiment. Go for some toast.
Boiled eggs on toast. God damn.
That's mixing. That's mental.
Isn't that soldiers? Something in the soldiers.
Dippy soldiers.
Yeah,
Yep,
something like
dippy
that.
egg. I love a bit of dippy egg. I'm having soup for dinner. Very adventurous.
Oh,
Either potato and leek or tomato.
Tomatoes a staple, but
It's
they don't
so
make
good.
good.
But particularly the canned tomato. I'm not a huge fan of the fresh.
No, you're incorrect there.
No,
You've
I'm
got
not.
to go
I'm
fresh.
I'm right. I
Okay.
know I'm right.
Okay.
For me.
You're separate from me there, mate.
My truth is
Number 2, another top human experience, and this was always going to be on the list, let's face it, falling in love for the first time. How could it not be on there, man?
yeah.
I'll
Let you know when it happens.
Love is the most authentic emotion I think we can feel. I think it's hardwired. Everyone is capable of love. But falling in love for the first time, that's got to be quite profound, don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably why first breakups hurt so much as well, because you don't know how to navigate it. It's the first experience.
It's new, it's painful, it's exciting, it's every single adjective you could ever think of,
Yeah.
because love is raw and authentic. You can't escape it. So there is obviously romantic love in terms of relationship wise, but then there's love of something or someone that pulls your soul forwards, that inspires you for more. Falling in love for the first time is always going to ruin your worldview, because everything else is going to be rewritten. Your emotional vocabulary, how you navigate life, your metrics on how you view success and failure,
What you eat.
what you eat. That's a very strange one.
That's one that I've brought forward with me. There's certain meals that I have been exposed to because of previous relationships that I wouldn't have otherwise known about, and I eat them and they're nice, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't limit this one to just falling in love for the first time. I think falling in love in general is a top human experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's talk about falling in love. Would you rather go romantic towards a partner or falling in love with something else? Whether that's a passion project, whether that's...
I think we'll do partner.
Yeah?
Yeah, why not?
Let's talk about it. After you.
Oh, I was going to say you go.
I can go.
Yeah, go on. You go first.
Falling in love with someone is scary in the best way possible. Because love requires authenticity, love requires emotional availability, and love requires vulnerability. Exactly. So to be authentically and honestly in love with someone, you have to be as authentic as you can with that person. And you could then argue that your love will be deeper the more you understand yourself and the more open and honest you can be with yourself. Falling in love then relies on trust and openness and communication. Love is scary because it means that you have gifted someone the most authentic part of you, and they have you in the palm of their hand to be able to make or break you.
Yeah, you've given them the weapon to destroy you.
But that's what's great about it, is that you have allowed this person so close to you, and hopefully they've done the same thing.
Yeah. Shall I go?
Yeah, go on, man. Talk to me about love.
It's just crazy. Like, it's in a word. It's
Best word for it.
There's stability and power at the same time as there's vulnerability and weakness. And all of those things come together and just, create, like, they make you feel invincible. It's like, I've got space in my life where I can be weak and vulnerable and hurt, but I've also got the most powerful thing ever, which is like, it's not just me facing the world now, it's me and somebody else. It's like, you've got a companion to go at life with. It's like, that's so cool. Like, I love things that are like, yeah, let's get it, you know? It makes me so motivated. And it's like, also, you've got a reason to be doing things. That's the other, like, you know, I'm not just working for me. I'm working so that we together can be more powerful, more, you know, live a more luxurious life in my 2-bed flat that I rent, you know? And it opens up more opportunities and more experiences. Like, you'll be able to try new things because you wouldn't have thought to do something. The other person suggested it. It's like, yeah, sure, let's give it a go. So I think openness is a big part of it as well. Like, open to new experiences, open to everything. It's just great. I love it. It's security and craziness at the same time.
Yeah, I suppose falling in love is a release of chemicals as well in the brain. So your dopamine, your oxytocin, which is going to make you feel joy. It's going to reduce stress. It's going to increase pain tolerance. And if you're falling in love with someone and you're putting in the work consistently in that relationship, you're going to be falling in love with them in micro doses as time goes on as well, which is going to make you feel just the best version of yourself, which is probably why lonely people maybe don't live as long and maybe they have more ailments. Or loneliness is such a scary thing that falling in love with someone is something that I think people should always be not working towards, not chasing for it, but realizing that we are hardwired in my brain for connection.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about falling in love in terms of your relationship? Is it still something that you guys do? Are you still falling in love in micro moments, or is it? Yeah?
I don't know about her. We'll have to get her on at some point. And she'll be like,
no, he doesn't do the washing up, and he doesn't shave his beard. And
yeah, I went to Prague. So pleased I have my beard. It actually wasn't. It was like the same temperature as the UK, maybe a few degrees colder, but not that you could really tell the difference. But it's like, I didn't have to wear an under hat. You know, when you shave, well, you don't. When you shave your beard, it's cold, right? You have air, and I don't like that air. I like having a beard. It makes me feel wise. And also, I don't get ID'd when I buy things, which is nice. It's like, because I can't be organised enough to have my ID on me. Like,
I don't carry
just
my ID.
Trust that I'm old, please. But yeah, today I was still falling in love. Like, girlfriend drove back from my gig today. Which was nice of her. She didn't have to. I normally drive. And put on her glasses, had a little bit of hair come over her glasses. I was like, damn, you look good.
Hot damn.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, there you go. Just fell a little bit more in love. Great. I'm exposed even more. Yeah, it's just great.
But the joy you're getting from that, and the joy I'm receiving from hearing it, is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like, how would people not want to feel this on a daily basis?
Yeah.
Do you think love is what everyone's chasing?
I don't think it's what everyone's chasing, but I think it's one of those things where if you haven't experienced it, you don't know what you're missing, because you can't relate to those feelings. I think if you have experienced it and it's tainted the experience for you, I think you hear like, I don't know if he's okay with me saying, my brother isn't in a relationship now, and he had been in one, and that was traumatic for him, and therefore is basically pretty closed off to having a girlfriend at this point in time. It's been a few years, and I think that experience can definitely taint it, and taint when it can be. But I think everything in life happens for a reason. It's sort of the determinist thing. It's like everything's going to happen anyway. So
and you got to choose courage, really, to fall in love.
Yeah, it's being in that emotional place where you can be weak.
And there's so many differences between falling in love for the first time and falling in love again. On the first time, you think about almost losing your identity because you just want to be with that person. Whereas I feel like when you fall in love for the second time, you're more understanding and rigid in who you are. You maybe don't feel the need to sacrifice who you are to become that person. You, rather than being a we, you're still holding autonomy. You have maybe a stronger sense of values as well. So the love, I think, feels more authentic and a deeper connection because you've got a stronger sense of self, which allows them to love you more authentically because you love yourself more authentically.
Yeah, that's been my experience as well. I'm way more myself in my current relationship than I was my previous one, and it's just nice because it's like I don't feel like I'm chained anymore. It's like I can just do what I like and it won't be a surprise to the other person, you know. Whereas when I think also maybe falling in love young is another thing. Is like you're still figuring out who you are, so how can you know that you're going to commit to somebody for the rest of your life when you are still young, because you don't know who you are and they don't know who they are. So it's like you could 10 years from now you could easily be growing in opposite directions, not because you're not working at the relationship or anything. It's just if one of you wants to become a full-time skydiver in New Zealand and that's their authentic version of themselves that they were always going to become, and you've always wanted to be a coder that lives in Swindon, like you're going to struggle.
Yeah, I think living in Swindon, anyone would struggle. Have you ever heard of the 3 love theory? It was this popular theory that people sort of attached onto, and I don't think there's much weight to it because ultimately people like to gamify love.
Yeah.
But it suggests that there's 3 different types of love that people experience in their love.
Okay.
The first love is the dreams, so characterized by passion, excitement, teaching you what it feels like to be in love, and everything's new and exciting, and it feels like a dream, and it's almost childlike, you know?
That's what's portrayed on television a lot, I think.
The first love, the childlike, the dreamy love. The second is the intense experience. The relationship is often more turbulent, involves more insecurities, jealousy, dramatic highs and lows. A love that helps you learn more about yourself and how to be more rigid in who you are, and you grow in strength through the heartbreak. The love that helps you understand what you're not willing to tolerate and what you truly value in a partner. And then the third is the unconditional love. The love that is often unexpected and comes when you're comfortable in your own skin and not actively looking for love. Effortless, secure, inspiring. Again, it's very difficult to characterize love, but that's a suggestion of the different types of love people might feel out there. And there's also a study here from April 2024 that suggested that nearly 1 in 3 people, so about 31%, report having 3 to 4 serious partners before settling down. So the idea of finding the one can all seem somewhat irrelevant because the one can vary depending on where you are and who you are.
Yeah. I would say I've been through all 3 of those phases of love with Soph. But it makes sense.
Shows your strength of your relationship to want to commit to each other and how strong your love is, really.
Yeah, or stupidity.
Yes, I'm not going to say it, but yes.
The first bit is very easy because that's the dream love, you know. That's where everything's, you know, hunky-dory. You know, there's nothing going wrong.
What a word.
Hunky-dory. And then you get through the stage of, like, you realise that you're in love and the initial chemical rush has sort of worn off. And then it's like, okay, well, I've committed like 6 months of my time to you now, and you're just going to go for dinner with the male friend, and he's been sending you suggestive text messages. Okay, sure, I'm not jealous. You know, that's fine. So that's where the jealousy bit comes in. And then after that, it's just like unconditional. It's like, yeah, I'm still here. You're gonna come back. I believe you. You know, it's
trust is huge.
Yeah, it's so I think, but as you said, it strengthens the relationship. I think it's really good that I've been through all of those, because it's like I've got to the point where it's been stress tested all the way through, and it's succeeded. So now I have faith just in the relationship itself. So arguments don't last, or a lot of times are a non-starter, or are just brushed to one side, because it's like, we could waste the next 4 hours, or we could just realise that we're still going to, you know, watch a film tonight. You know, it's like, I'd rather watch the film not angry. You know, it's just everything seems silly.
Let's just work through this and understand. We're still in love. We've just had a bit of a falling out.
Yeah, it's just your opinions suck.
You are wrong.
Yeah.
As sooner you accept it, the better.
Yeah, I mean, here's a really big development. I've just started saying I'm wrong. You're right. You're always right, dear. Yes.
Oh my God, you've learned the number one trick men have been saying for years.
Yes, but it's one of those things where it's like you've got to lie, and you're always told not to lie in your relationships. But I think lying to your other half is good if it gets you out of the argument, because you can just crack on with making your YouTube videos.
I don't know if that's the takeaway we want from this episode.
That may not catch on as the saying.
No,
but it's the theory's there.
It's okay to lie if it allows you to make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
That, if anyone can take anything home with you, that is what I want you to do.
We've been looking for like magical quotes throughout our podcasts.
We have, and I think we found it.
There you go. That's it.
You're welcome, YouTube.
Yeah. It's no, but it's because it's light-hearted at that point. It's, you know, you can just crack on. It's like, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you know, I shouldn't have, you know, earned as money this month. You know, you're right, dear. Yeah, I should have done the wash. I should have prioritized something that doesn't pay us over something that does. You absolutely.
I don't know. That sounds like a slippery slope.
No, but what I mean is, it's done tongue in cheek.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do the, and then you end up doing the thing, and it's fine. You know, you do the washing up, and it's like, yeah, you had a bit of a spat, a quibble, a quarrel, to get there. But it's, you know, as long as it's viewed with light-heartedness, it doesn't have any lasting effects.
I mean, ultimately, you're in a happy, healthy, successful relationship.
That's it. Here's to my downfall. I am actually terrified. Have I told you that? I might have told you this. I think, yeah, maybe I did. Maybe I even said it on the podcast. I don't know. I have so many conversations with you now.
I know, it's too many.
And I talk to other people as well. It's great. I don't know what I've said to you.
How dare you?
It's like, so when we buy a house, it's like, cool, like that's done. And then like the financial aspect of our life is sort of paused. It's like, because then the number one thing is kids. It's like, okay, I've only ever operated with financial goals. I've never had to worry about any child unless it's like my job. So there's a shift there, and it's like, okay, so if I can just rinse this YouTube thing to get me to the point where I'm stable financially, then after that point, I'll be good to carry on life. And then the financial goals sort of become wishy-washy, because it doesn't matter as much. You know, you want to leave behind as much for your kids as possible, and obviously I'll see what time I have available. But number one thing is just being a present dad.
Yeah.
So that's more.
Well, your goals are going to shift as you get older and life moves on, really, aren't they?
That's it. So yeah.
Falling in love for the first time, the top human experience. The next human experience we've got, and this is real. This is authentic, man. It's deep. A moment of absolute powerlessness. Yeah, scary.
Yeah.
Scary to say the least. So a moment of absolute powerlessness is a top human experience, or rather something that is so powerful and profound, be it positive or negative, that it's going to have such a lasting impact. Powerlessness is where you're going to find that your ego is going to break and the humanity in you is going to begin. I will jump in on this one to give you time to think about it, because I saw these ahead of time, so I was prepared with this one. I don't know if it's what you'll think it will be.
Okay.
But a moment of absolute powerlessness, and it will make sense, but was when my kidneys failed. Because I am someone that prides himself on being fit, active, able to do anything. And to be at the point where my kidneys failed and I was in hospital, and I remember walking from the room I was in the hospital, maybe 500 meters, less than, more than, I don't know, give or take, to the entrance of the hospital just to get some air, to then walk back, and I was exhausted. I had to nap after. Like, I was so wiped. Just that night being admitted into hospital, not knowing what was going on, feeling a shadow of myself, was terrifying. Absolutely fucking terrifying. So I felt so powerless at that time. And I remember afterwards going for a walk, a sit in the park with my now ex, but at the time we were friends, and just not knowing what the fuck had just happened and who I was at that time. It questioned absolutely everything about who I was as a person. And I've never felt so disabled, not in a physical way, but in a just life in general.
One semi-physically as well, because you couldn't do all the same things you would do before.
Yeah, crazy.
Wild.
So that is a moment of absolute powerlessness for me. It crushed the illusion of control. All these things that I put in place to pretend that I was master of my own world were gone.
Yeah, they say you've got 100 problems till you get ill, and you've only got one. It's like, it puts everything in perspective.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you want to go and do all these things, but if you're dead, you know.
None of it matters. This is it. So that was my moment of absolute powerlessness, and it was scary, and I hope that I never get in that shape again.
But if you do, I would be willing to bet you'd be in a better headspace to deal with it, because you've already gone through it.
Likely, yeah, I'd likely be more responsive to it, whereas before I maybe refused to accept that it was even a thing. I mean, I think I probably knew something was wrong for a while, but just continued to work and head down as I do. You know me.
But also, as a 20-something-year-old, who's expecting your kidneys to fail? You know, it's the surprise of it as well.
Even at the time, I didn't understand the severity. I did not. Ironically, the moment I realised the severity was my brother and I, we've had a somewhat on and off sort of fractured relationship. We've worked on it a lot now, and we're a lot closer now. It's really great, and I'm really value that friendship we have now. But at the time, we maybe weren't that close. But he messaged me and was like, "Oh, like, is everything okay? What can I do? What can I bring?" Like, all these things. I'm like, I literally was like, "Why are you messaging me?" I was like, "Sorry, my brother is in hospital with kidney failure, and you expect me not to message you." I think that was one of the moments it sunk in. I was like, "Oh fuck!" Like,
yeah,
shit, yeah, fuck, yeah, fair enough. At the time, I just don't think I quite realised how serious it was, even when the triage nurse was telling me, "Yep, your kidneys are not working." I was like, cool.
Yeah, and kidneys aren't really one of those things you can get replaced, are they?
You can.
Can you?
Yeah, I think you can get a kidney transplant, but I think both of mine were failing. That was the issue.
And then you'd have to rely on the donor one to work.
Yeah, this is it.
That's mental. Is kidneys the thing you were born with two of, but you only need one?
No, that's an appendix.
No, you don't need them at all.
I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, in that moment, I did realise just how much compassion there was around. I had so many people when the news got out that messaged me and just wanted to be there. Yourself, you wanted to be there, help me through it, and
message you every day.
Yeah, you did.
That was scary as well, you know, messaging you every day.
Why?
Because that was out of the ordinary of our friendship.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
At
that point.
Yeah, I was like, might seem like too much. You might just stop responding. I won't know if he's dead or what, anything. It's like, but
At the time, I was grateful for it. Once I started to realise the severity of it, it was nice to have people that cared. Yeah, that's my moment of absolute powerlessness. Will, after I've shared mine, is there one that you can think of?
Yeah, and it's not the one that you think, maybe?
I think I know which one I think it might be, but I don't know if you would want to go and talk about it.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, it's fine then.
Is it that one?
So the one that I would expect it to be that comes to mind would be when I was in hospital as a kid. Like, I feel about... No, I was blissfully unaware. I had no idea. Like, what do you mean I'm going to die? Like, that's just what happens. You know, people almost die and then they come back to life. That's what happens. So I was fine all the way through that. And it's... I go through days where I'm like, that was... I should not be here.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
Yeah, and then there's other days where I was like today, I just don't, cool. I had a brain thing. The one that like I truly felt powerless was getting dumped and fired in the same week.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning also I had to move because I was living with my ex at the time, like basically move out as well as losing my job. It's like, and it did feel power. Obviously, I went at it with like, this just made the book interesting, like here we go.
Classic Will mindset.
Yeah, but I love
thickens.
Yeah, I don't know how I've got this mindset. By the way, I don't know why I'm so optimistic for no reason.
You're resilient.
Is that what that is?
I think it's resiliency. It is optimism. Of course, it's optimism, but it's resiliency really, because something will go wrong, but you will fight to maintain control.
Yeah.
Maybe not maintain control. Maybe that's the wrong wording.
Well, just to get back on top of things.
Yeah.
It's like, what? So this is the end? Well, no, I'm only 20. I'm 21, I'm 22, 23, whatever I was. It's like, okay, so what? I just stopped doing life now? No, I've got to do something. Like, might as well just do stuff that's fun. So that was really good, which is a weird thing to say about feeling powerlessness, but it's like it teaches you what things in life you value. So yeah, but it did feel a bit like almost back at square one. It's like you've got to rebuild. You don't have everything. You don't know what the next move is.
You thought you had all the answers and suddenly you don't.
Yeah.
The whole game changes. The whole question changes. So these answers you have became irrelevant.
Yeah.
So you said at the time, sorry to interrupt, it helps you question or reevaluate what you value. So what was it at that time that, one, maybe got reevaluated, two, what do you value or what did you value at that point? What was maybe something like, you know what, okay, I've just been dumped, just lost my job. What do I value? What do I hold on to help rebuild?
Yeah. The biggest realization was that accountancy wasn't for me. Interestingly, a week later, I got a call saying I got a job as another accountant somewhere else, and I left after a day and a half. Dad was like, oh, well, I was like, I'll just email them saying like, I can't do it. And he was like, no, go in, because that at least shows the type of person that you are. So I went in, let the guy talk me through all of the VAT stuff they wanted to. I had no idea what it was on about. And I said, can I have a meeting? He said, yeah, just let me just walk you through what you got to do. And I was like, okay. And then after 40 minutes of him telling me exactly what goes in, I said, can we just go into your office and have a chat? He's like, yeah, cool, when you come. And I was like, I don't want to work here.
The bravery that must have taken.
Yeah. I was just so numb to it though. I think because I was so distraught from like the breakup and like the emotions of being fired and then not like knowing that it wasn't right for what I wanted to do.
You were selfish at that point, and selfish comes with negative connotations, but in reality it's just claiming autonomy.
Yeah, it's putting yourself first.
Yeah. Which is ironic that people view that as selfish. If it's a constant choice, I get it. And if it's at the sacrifice of others, I definitely get it. But ultimately, you're living your life.
Yeah.
You're going to make decisions that are sometimes going to upset or piss people off. As long as you're not physically upsetting or hurting someone out of malice.
That's it. One of the things, so as I left, he said, oh, it's things like this that really cripple small businesses, so please don't do this to other like accountancy firms or whatever. And I didn't respond. I just carried on walking out. But that stuck with me because it's like, it was that, but I realised in that moment, it's like, no, I'm never going to be an accountant again. Like, this isn't going to happen again because I don't want to be here. It's like, that's why I'm leaving. Like, if there was an option of me going to work for another accountant, I wouldn't leave this place. This is on more money than I was on at the big firm, you know? So it's just lots of, I think part of the reason why you feel powerless is because you're suddenly hit with the whole world opens up in front of you. Everything you thought was firm is not. Everything crumbles.
So at that point, you've got to reclaim an identity.
Yeah.
But it's really hard to do if, like you said, everything is crumbling.
Yeah, I think it was made slightly easier. Maybe I don't know how much of this is just looking back and it's all retrospective, but it's like it was made slightly easier by me deep down knowing that it wasn't quite right for me anyway. So it's easier to sort of, and that's both with that relationship and the work, like knowing that it's like, this is like 80% there, but it's not 100%. Whereas now my relationship that I'm in is like, this is 100% what I want out of a relationship, and work, this is 100% what I want out of work. Maybe there's like 10% still in work where it's like, I want to do marketing stuff, I want to do this other stuff, I want to make this type of video. It's like, and then that's all fun at that point. Because I feel like my foundations are strong now. I was lucky enough to be fired and dumped in the same week, is my view on it now. It's like, how cool is that? Like, not only does that sound great as a headline, freshly dumped, freshly fired, it's like, I now have stronger foundations. It taught me to be who I am now.
Isn't it so interesting how some of the moments of complete powerlessness and complete reassignment of one's life can be the best thing that can ever happen to people? You know, I say that now about the breakup I last went through. I would never, ever want to go through that feeling again. Again, that was definitely a moment of powerlessness. A good while of powerlessness, and it felt horrible. I couldn't shake it. It was tough. You were there. You saw it. It was not a fun place to be. However...
It's horrible as a friend as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do.
Again, that's the powerlessness, because you're like, shit, like, I want to help you, I want to be there for you, but I can't do anything. And in reality, all you can do is just be there,
hang out,
exist with them.
Yeah,
be in the mud with them, you know. But I wouldn't go through it again. I'm so glad I went through it to be able to become the person I am now, because the person I am now is so much more resilient, so much more self-assured, so much more confident. It's allowed me to do so much inner work that I never thought I'd ever be able to do. I was having this discussion with one of our friends today. I went out for coffee with him, and we were talking about briefly like my last relationship, and I was like, you know, I'd never want to go through it again. But he's like, the person you've become now is just incredible, and I was like, I appreciate that, man. So moments of absolute powerlessness, although they can be soul destroying and life altering, can shape you into someone you will never recognize, and you would never be able to become without that moment of powerlessness. If you're brave enough to step into the powerlessness, in many regards, you actually have to step into that void.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't fight it. You've just got to accept.
We make all this sound so easy.
It is. Hella easy.
It's like, there's nobody to hold your hand through it. There's like nothing you can say that's going to fix anything. It's like, I guess I stumbled across I think I've been very lucky with the content I've consumed, and it's just set me up for life really well. But it's like, I instantly had the framing. Like, I was sat in the car park when I got fired, like, called up whoever it was, probably dad, or maybe it was even my ex, I don't know. And I was like, just been fired. It's made the book interesting, hasn't it? It's like, just that phrasing alone is like, yeah, because by definition, the very worst bit is never the end of the book. You have a story arc. It's like, the dilemma is like, this is the point where everything turns around. It's like when the stock market crashes, it's like, it's not going to keep crashing. That means no companies will ever exist again, ever. Like, it goes up, you know, it's great.
The story got interesting, the plot thickens. It's an opportunity to reshape life. Like you say, the story will never end at the tragedy. It always ends with the positive.
When the powerlessness is like, it can't get worse.
You've survived 100% of your worst days so far.
Yeah.
Having the strength to just accept it and move forwards. It's bravery, it's courage. It's also, have you seen the interview with Matthew McConaughey where he's like, in regards to the breakup, his mum was like, you get one day. One day. You can mope, you can cry, do whatever. And so after that, off you go. Come on. Like, life goes on. Let's put on our big boy pants and get on with it.
Yeah.
And it's true. And I don't think that's a mindset of disregard the emotions, but I think it's a mindset of grieving. But life does have to move forwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does sound very easy when we talk about it. And it's definitely not. And again, we've both said we would never want to go through those experiences.
Yeah. And it will be on different time frames for different people as well. It's like, maybe you don't get to the mindset where, the plot's thickened, like on day one, like minutes after it happened. That was stupid. I don't know why that was what my brain jumped to. It could happen a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months after.
That could also be in the moment you were just so exhausted that you're like, and the plot thickens. You know, you're just kind of like, oh, whatever. You just throw it away rather than going, oh my God, my life's ending. You're like, whoa, it is what it is. That's kind of what you're saying there is, it just is what it is.
Yeah. I remember when my old boss told me as well, I faked disappointment. I was like, oh no.
What a shame. Oh,
I was like, if that's what the business thinks is right for the business, that's fine.
The business can have.
And she was like, do you want me to go and get your bag, or do you want to go and get it and say bye to everyone? I was like, no, I'll go say bye. She's like, oh, okay, that's very brave. I'm like, yeah. Like, I know these people. Like, they are still people outside of the company. It's like, I know them.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. But I can see how, like, if that was your world and, like, it really did matter, like, yeah, that would be a big emotional thing. But you do feel power, like, when you take your income away, you take your sense of purpose away, you take your relationship away, it's like, who really are you? It's like, well, the reality is a lot of the things you do, whether you like or not, do make who you are. It's like, when somebody says, who are you? It's like, you usually give them your profession, your name, your hobbies. You know, if without your job and maybe even some of your hobbies, if, like, the dance place closed, like, what do you say, you know?
Isn't there I think it was a trick to get better at public speaking, but something along the lines of, if you were to introduce yourself without mentioning your name, your occupation, your hobbies, your nationality, what would you tell us? You know, because it strips away all the things that we maybe use to help identify ourselves and really gets to the core of who we are, you know. So Will Taylor is...
Can't say musician, can't say YouTuber, can't say...
But he's a passionate person that wants to inspire others. You know, that's a real insight into who you are. But it's not saying you're a YouTuber. It's not saying that you're however many years old. It's not saying that you're a male.
Yeah.
Because people can't assume that with you. Like, there's...
The beard isn't long enough.
Yeah, there's so much there that is just... We assign ourselves to these identities, and absolutely, if in that moment it does come crashing down, it really does, because if you lose your job, your identity somewhat is going to be wrapped up in that, because it's not a choice that you're making. It's someone else is taking away your power to make that choice.
Yeah.
So I suppose the antidote to this is courage.
Absolutely. But before we move on to courage, describe yourself without using your name, your job title, your hobbies.
It's a really tough thing to do, man. It's easier to do for someone else, I think. So I would say I am someone who wants to experience as much of life as possible while living as in a shared community with people, building connections. So it'd be something about experiences and connections. I think that's me. Yeah.
That's the same road I was going to go down for you.
Okay,
Say chilled out, like, fun to be around.
Oh, thanks, man.
Like, just like that thing of who would you like to go and have a drink with, that type of thing.
Yeah,
it's like you're the person that you just want in the room, you know.
Thanks, man.
That's what I would say.
I appreciate that. So I'm the person people want in the room. That's what I'm gonna say.
Everyone wants to buy me a drink.
I'm Connor, nice to meet you. Everyone fucking loves me.
Lovable. There you go. I'm a lovable person.
I'm charming and charismatic. And not at all narcissistic. Nice to meet me.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, when you talk about yourself? Because how other people would describe you is frowned upon if you were to say it about yourself. It's like you can never call yourself charismatic. Because the very fact of you doing that makes you not charismatic.
Do you think?
Yeah. There's certain ones. It's like if somebody in an interview asks you to describe yourself in 3 words or describe yourself in 5 words, you can't say some of them because they contradict it by the very fact that you've said it. It's like you can say you're confident because that takes confidence to do it.
Yeah.
But it would be, I mean, it's a bad example, but say, oh, I'm really shy. You can't tell a stranger that you're shy because the very point that you're talking to a stranger while saying that means that you're doing not a shy thing.
I suppose there's 2 parallels, isn't it? You can't be shy because you are doing something out there ordinary.
It's like if you were at Glastonbury at a festival, doesn't have to be Glastonbury, it could be any festival you choose, and somebody said describe yourself and you said, oh, I'm an introvert. It's like, okay,
Maybe.
but
you
you're
are
doing a
at
very
festival.
extroverted thing
Yeah.
right now.
But I suppose, again, that comes down to identity. It's fluid. And this is something I've worked with in therapy, is like confidence is just being comfortable. You know, like confidence for me is exhibit confidence when I feel comfortable. When I don't feel comfortable, I can still outwardly portray confidence, but I'm not confident in myself. So I think there's definitely that sort of catch-22 of you've got to feel comfortable, but if you're an introvert, there's got to be... So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot that sort of comes to it when you talk about like interview questions. My favorite one is like, what are your weaknesses?
Yeah.
Because everyone
What do you want me to say?
flips them always back to the being positive, but I always answer it as like extremely negative. I'm always like, you ask for my negative. I'm extremely self-deprecating. I will work until everything's perfect and expect everyone else to do the same.
Yeah.
I will be my own worst enemy. Like, I'm like, well, I can go on to my negatives. It's the positives I'll struggle to tell you on. I am good at phone calls.
But that very framing of it
yeah.
makes that the good answer. It's a bit like content. It's like you can have two people make the same views of content. It's like the framing of it is what makes it. It's like, I ballsed one up in an interview. It was a telephone interview, so you can't even use your body expression.
Yeah.
I think I said, first of all, they asked the question, and I was like, "There's no way anyone ever asked that." And it was one of my first ever. It was my first ever. It's first and only ever telephone interview, that's not videoed or anything. And people were like, people can ask you like what your biggest weakness is in an interview. I'm like, that's a dumb question. Nobody's really gonna ask that in the world. They asked me it. I was like, okay, this is a stupid question, is what I was thinking in my head. And I waited like 5 minutes of dead air on the thing. And I was like, I just don't stick at things.
That's an awful answer, Jesus.
So they didn't call me back.
No.
But I don't blame them.
Yeah, if I was honest, I'm a flight risk. That's it. But there's do you know, I can't pronounce his surname, but Vin, he's
Diesel? That's how you say it.
Definitely not Vin. Diesel.
I put Supreme Diesel in my car today. I didn't even know it was a thing.
Yeah, it is. I've never used it and never will use it.
Hoping
it's
to
expensive.
Yeah, it was £1.65 a litre. I'm hoping to get 400 miles out my tank now instead of 300. But Vin.
Yeah, Vin. So he's it's hard to actually describe, but he's someone that's helping people become more confident with public speaking, interacting.
Oh,
with people,
yes, I know him. What is it? I know exactly who you're talking about.
Anyway, I saw a video pop up. Literally, I thought it was really ironic. So I was thinking about traveling, and I have all my roles and
all your roles.
Algorithms are traveling at the moment. But this one, I was like, I'm really apprehensive about meeting people. And it was him with an interview of a guy that said, like, I've come to this networking event by myself. What's a great way to start to talk to people? He went, everything you've just said is perfect. He's like, start with vulnerability.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm here by myself. I don't know anyone. Do you mind if I join your conversation? I was like, oh,
yeah,
that's so good.
Yeah,
vulnerability
he is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And you don't need to buy his course, by the way.
Do you know?
No, it's like all the stuff he's got on YouTube is like you'll be better equipped to talk to people than if like you bought a course.
Yeah.
Like,
so
crazy.
Powerlessness. We were talking about control. So the antidote of powerlessness is control. Taking control of the situation, really, because powerlessness in itself is literally saying someone has taken your power. So what you have to do is reclaim. I don't think reclaiming is going to be in a way of being vicious, manipulative, or outwardly destructive to other people. I think reclaiming your power is going to be very much an inward journey, whether that's more spiritual, whether that's more through self-development, whatever it might be. You've got to reclaim your power, which is ultimately what you did with yours. Freshly dumped, freshly fired. You reclaimed your power by learning who Will Taylor is, claiming autonomy over your life, making decisions that felt most aligned with you, and ultimately being brave enough to make decisions that could be wrong.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself.
That's why I'm the words guy. That's why I'm good with words.
I'm just a face.
You are the face.
The face?
The face.
I'm so sorry, humanity.
Yeah, this is the face we're going to broadcast for when aliens... are aliens real?
Yeah, there's evidence.
I categorically agree. There's definitely aliens out there. Like, the fact that you would think that the universe is so big and we're the only...
Yeah.
Obviously, they're probably not going to be like us, but the fact that people can't believe that there would be other forms of life out there is redundant.
Well, you've seen, like, maybe you haven't. There's like a silver orb. This has been tracked by the military, both UK, US, all militaries around the world, and there's that's why the US set up the Department for like Extraterrestrials or whatever, because there's unidentified flying objects, or I don't even think it's flying anymore. Unidentified phenomenon, I think it is now.
Hey, it's changed, isn't it?
Yeah, because these things, and it was changed because these things don't seem to behave in according to physics. They fly up and down like through water as if there's no physical barrier. Can go from UK to America in a matter of minutes or seconds, and like there's a great video that somebody got flying a light aircraft, and it like almost hits the thing as it's zipping through the air. The Air Force have seen them all on their radars, and like, I'm just going to go and check out this. So like, there's been sightings reported since the early 1950s, as soon as they could like track these things, all the way through every single week for like ever since then. 70 odd years is that now, of these same sites. Everyone has the same story, but it was silenced for a long time because I think there was something political turbulent happening at the time, and the media weren't allowed to put it out. And now like loads of documents are becoming public domain. It's like they say, oh no, this has been going back since like the 1950s. Everyone is still reporting the same things. Even in the military today, they're talking about the same things they saw yesterday.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, and nobody knows what it is.
What do you think it is?
Well, it must be some sort of extraterrestrial thing, unless there's a thing that happens in physics which appears like a silver dome that flies around the world that we don't know what it is, or we haven't discovered it. Like, what's to say that all elements have to be buried? Why aren't there elements that just fly around without any sense of gravity or physical space or whatever? Yeah, it's like, it could be anything. But I think there's a high argument to say. Well, the other thing is there could be, humans are like top of the predator food chain. That's it. What's to say that the people that like built the pyramids, because there's a lot of evidence to say that wasn't the ancient Egyptians, they just found them and then made them their own. Evidence for that is the pharaoh's head on the Sphinx is like way too small for the thing, but still has details, which means that doesn't make sense, because the head would have been bigger. They would have knocked it down and carved a head out of what was already there. It's like, okay, well, why would they do that? But there could easily be a human race of old sorts that just got further and further technologically advanced, and it's the same type of technology that could move these massive stones around and whatever, without any modern technology, because it's a different type of technology. They've gone down a different path, and then they're able to do these crazy flying things, and they've just become to a point where it's like there's no physical trace of them anymore, and they've been just zipping around for 10,000 years, going galaxy to galaxy. You could easily be doing that with their speeds and whatever.
Isn't there a suggestion, again into conspiracy theories, that we are just living the same life cycle? It's just eventually going to come around in full circle, and the things that we think are from the future now are just us at this point. It's, whole thing. But we've been discussing top human experiences that a human can ever exhibit or embody or experience.
Go through.
Yeah. The moment you realise you're separate from everyone else. Falling in love for the first time, but falling in love in general. And a moment of absolute powerlessness. What was your most enjoyed discussion?
I quite enjoyed the powerlessness.
I did too.
That was a good one, because it has the sense of vulnerability, but also with the launch pad to like something great's going to happen. It's perfect.
Agreed. And we've got more to discuss with this one. We've got some real good ones coming up. But that's us for today. So Will, what's your word to end on?
Reindeer. Keeping it festive.
We were very close.
Oh, were we?
Unicorn. We're getting there.
4-legged flying things.
Unicorn. That was a good one.
That was very good. I enjoyed that. That was another top tier pod.